Shout out to the 562. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line, I have Sin, the artist. What up, man?
What up, brother? What up? What up? What up? Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate this 100.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your story, man. Definitely. You got some great music that I had a chance to dive into. And I know in my research, you've done a lot of interviews in the past on YouTube channels and podcasts, some with people that I know and love dearly and personally. Shout out to my boy West Coast Graffiti. That's fam. Shout out to Lucky from Hoodstocks. And I didn't even put it together until recently that you go back with my fam. Shout out to Super Audio Network.
Oh, yeah. yeah. I've been networking pretty good, dog. You feel me? Like, for a lot of people, because, oh, my bad. I don't know if I can cuss or not. I apologize.
You can cuss all you want, homeboy.
Oh, fuck it. We on it. So now, yeah. Like, hey, thanks be to God, you know what I mean, for having me in this music journey. I've been able to meet a lot of very good people, you know what I mean? Humble people, you know what I mean? And it's been a blessing, you know?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to try my hardest to steer away from questions that you've already answered on other podcasts 1,000 times. What I want to do tonight is I want to talk about Sin's story, but I want to talk about it through your music, dog. I picked a couple of songs that I want to go through, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just play it through. And when I hear a bar that I'm feeling, I'm going to stop the song, and I'm going to ask you what inspired that bar, and we'll kind of just go through your life story through music. How's that sound?
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Dope. Well, shit, the first one that I was really feeling, and it's actually dope because it goes right along with the concept of the show tonight, and it's one of your more recent joints, but it's called Sin's Story. And I'll be honest, that's kind of what brought on my whole concept for the show. I'm digging that. But before we get into it, man, let's talk about Sin the artist. What brought the name Sin the artist? How'd you get that name?
Well, I got the name because my mom, my pops, well, my pop's side, they're from Sinaloa, from Mexico, you know what I mean? And then my mom's dad, they're from LA, they're from out here. But for my dad's side, my aunts and uncles, they used to call me a sinner in Spanish. It's like, I forgot how to say it, but I kept that, I embraced it, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to use this for something positive. So I started going by the name Sin, for short. You know what I mean?
I love it, homeboy. Let's get into this first joint right here. And like I said, I'm going to stop it every once in a while, and I'm going to ask you what inspired that particular bar. But I encourage everybody out there to go to Sin the Artist on YouTube. It's spelled just like that, Sin the Artist. This is called Sin's Story.
Acted affiliated. You heard?
So special.
No one knows or seen the places that I've been, fighting demons on the daily that's within.
I mean, off top, that hook is very catchy, very melodic, and dope as hell. What inspired that hook, man? Those are some deep words.
Okay, so with that, right? So I was thinking, like, we all have our own story in life. You feel me? Everybody has it. Like I said, like, hey, like, oh, I've been here, I've been there, but no one truly knows where I've been or what I done. You know what I mean? And that goes for all of us. We have a different walk of life. It's true. Like, no one knows the places that I've been. And then when I say fighting demons on the daily, that's within. That's our own personal traumas, our own personal problems, our own personal issues. You know what I mean? We all got our personal demons.
Yes, sir. Let's keep it pushing.
Trying to survive while living life as sin.
You ready?
It's even harder
Let's
when
go get
your
'em.
kin don't want you to win.
Streets hot with the ops, everyday summer. Crooked cops on the block trying to put me under. Keep a burner on my band if they looking for trouble. Got no time for playing games, they gon' feel the thunder. Make the streets rumble, and boy, this life is ugly. Black sheep for the bunch, mama didn't love me. Rosemary's baby, Nana and Papa raised me.
Off top, that's deep right there. Mama didn't love me, Nana and Papa raised me. Let's talk about growing up. I know your grandparents raised you because you were being passed around, kind of from family member to family member, right?
Yeah. Growing up, I was like, some kids are misunderstood. You feel me? I had an ADHD. I mean, tough case. Like, I couldn't sit still. I was getting in trouble. You know what I mean? So black sheep for the bunch. Like, there's 7 of us, brothers and sisters. I'm the second oldest, but at the time there was only like 3 of us. Then there was 4 of us, and my mom just couldn't deal with me. So she was just like, you know what, like, bam, started getting cashed around like fucking a slice of pizza, you know. And then next thing I know, last thing was I got staying with my grandparents, but you know, I'm thankful that they did take me in, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the values and outlook on life that I do today. So that's why I say none of them Papa raised me.
I love that, homeboy. And I feel like we may be from the same generation. I'm in my mid 40s, and I grew up in a time where a lot of people grew up with certain things, but they didn't diagnose it. Like, you know, I know I had ADHD and all that, but I didn't diagnose it. They just said I was a kid who didn't pay attention, and, you know, or whatever. It was everything else until, you know, recently. Was it like that for you? Were you diagnosed early at that, or was it later on in life?
Nah, it was later on in life, you know what I mean? But then, yeah, they wanted to give me the medicine, the pills and all that. But they had given to me one time, and they had told my grandma, like, hey, if he takes these pills, you know, we could cut you a check. So her and my grandpa had a big talk. Only one time that I could try this, that shit turned me into a fucking zombie. Had me sit on the couch.
Same,
yeah.
That pill, yeah.
And my grandpa was like, nah, we ain't never giving them this shit again. So they're like, nah, we ain't giving them nothing. So they said that we don't. They told the people, like, yo, we don't need that check. We'll raise them ourselves. We don't need that stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful. You know, I'm real grateful for that.
That's what's up, dude. Let's keep it pushing. Send the artist, send story.
But align with the wolves, we gon' see who crazy. I know they vision hazy, won't let a hater face me. If you see me and you want it, we could catch a fake G. Still out here grinding daily, cause ain't nobody got me. How they my boys if they plotting and they almost pop me. Cold stairs, baby mama looking kamikaze. More hate in the eyes than a fucking Nazi. Threw a slug in my chest, you know they almost got me. What could I
Threw a slug in my chest, you know they almost got me. Sounds like you've been shot before?
Well, actually, what had happened was that my car had got shot up. My car had 9 bullet holes in it. And then, you know, I called her like, hey, fucking, my car got shut up. But I lied. I was like, I wasn't in it. And then I was like, but the bullets were nowhere close, so I had to change up to my tires. So when I got home the next day. Then we went to the market. And then when I come out the market, she's crying. She's like, fucking liar. I'm like, what? You're a fucking liar. I'm like, what? She had the slug in her hand. She threw it on my chest. I was like, oh, where'd you get that slug? It was right here. So the bullet was actually right above my left side rearview mirror. So I was just like,
damn.
I'm like, well, fuck, I'm alive right now. She's like, you're a dick. Like, I said, what could have, what this would happen? I'm like, but it didn't. I'm alive. It didn't happen. If it would have happened, I wouldn't be here. So that's why I say, more hate than a fucking Nazi. Like, she was so mad. So just what it was going to take, to be honest.
Let's keep it going.
I say she was right, shit, they almost caught me. 8 holes in the bourbon, no pretend shit. Hot as a skillet, now I'm out for my revenge, bitch. No lie, apologies, yeah, I got them on. But we ain't done till I give you what I got for y'all. Hot shells hitting pavement, love the way they dance. I had no warning, so you suckers got no fucking chance. Cold night, hot burner, this some G shit. You gonna feel my wrath when I start to squeeze trick. I know I'm wrong, but it feels right, someone pray for me. Still fighting demons and I'm talking on the daily beat.
Sounds like you're talking about a young you fighting those demons, and by that it sounds like you're fighting those demons in the street, you know, going back and forth with people. Let's talk a little bit. Let's give everybody, you know, a little bit. I want people to know your story properly before we jump back into this song. So Norwalk, California. Norwalk is in southeast Los Angeles area. I grew up in the general 562 area, so everybody in the general area, Cerritos, Downey, La Mirada, they knew about the one-ways in Norwalk, and when you go to Norwalk, there's certain areas you stay away from, and that was respectfully one of the areas. You grew up in the one-ways?
Yeah, I grew up half my life in the one-ways, half my life in the radio.
Okay.
But yeah, it's mostly the one-ways, you know, like all around Norwalk, but grew up as a kid, yeah. You know what I mean? The one-ways, that's my heart, you know. Yeah, I grew up in the hood. I had an uncle, actually, rest in peace, Uncle Jody. He had died at a young age. They had put a contract, they had killed him. They had assassinated him at the park down the street where we did that in the audio. And that is what actually, that event is what had actually pushed me into being from the neighborhood. There was so much hate placed in my heart as a kid that I just wanted revenge.
Damn. talk to us about Norwalk in the. I mean, I know because I was there once again. I think at this time I was probably living in Bell Gardens in the early '90s. But talk to us about the '90s, '90s in Norwalk, homie.
Oh, shit was wild,
Man.
I mean, one thing people don't realize, like what I say about how it is, like it's crazy. You feel me? Like the life is real. Like it's real active. Like it's, you know what I mean? You got sometimes you have to walk places, and when you're walking places, like you got to look both ways. You don't know who's creeping up on you or who's coming for you in front of you. You know what I mean? And thanks be to God, you know. Like hasn't touched my body yet, but like every car I had got shut up. I got shot at a gang of times. You know what I mean? If you're out there looking for it, you're gonna find it. Like if the streets are a war zone, people don't realize that. It may look nice in the daytime, but anything can happen at any time.
Yeah, man. And I know this is off topic, but when I was in high school, I finger banged hella chicks at the Norwalk $2 cinema right there in Norwalk Times Square. I know you know that cinema, dog. Hey, they closed it down, but they're bringing a new theater back.
Yeah, actually they are. They said they're gonna renovate it, new owners, make it better.
Yeah.
Like man, when we were kids, that was a place to be.
Right?
The Dollar Theater.
That was the date theater, homie. Like we were young and broke and shit. The movies were like a month or two, old, but shit, it didn't matter, man. You took there, you got your scam on. You remember scamming, which
yeah, that shit came in clutch.
Real talk. And before we go on, there is a bomb seafood spot right next to the theater that I would highly recommend. It's called The Bucket. Let me get this commercial out real quick, Sin. The Bucket in Norwalk, California. They sell crab, crawfish, shrimp, clams, all that good shit. They have the seafood boils that they dump on your table with all the juicy food. It's so good. The Bucket in Norwalk on Pioneer. I had to get that local plug. Tell them Dusty Vision sent you, and not only will they not give you a discount, they will look at you like you have three heads and ask you who the hell is Dusty Vision TV. But no, seriously, shout out to The Bucket on Pioneer. Great food. Go visit them. All right, back to the interview. But
right.
Give us the good, the bad, and the ugly about growing up in Norwalk.
Well, the good is like man, it's family. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows everybody. You know, like there's so many people. Like it's love. For me, no matter whatever it is, the one way is a circle, Parkside, Barrio. Like everybody grows up on each other. For me, and it's a beautiful thing. You got a bunch. It's like one big family. For me, but then again, the bad thing is everybody knows everybody. You know what I mean? You can't be with somebody. You can't be with a female from the hood, and then expect her to be with nobody else. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But that's just how it is. Now, the ugly part about it, though, is like you grow up in a neighborhood where your enemies are of the same culture, same color, which, I mean, it's not bad, but people don't realize, like, yo, when you go to the other side, it's like, if someone's coming over here to look for me, it's like, it's me looking for me. For me, like, the cat who looks like me, the cat who talks like me. For me, like, that's who I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Or that's if I see some cat who looks like me, who I never seen before, I know that's the enemy. I know they shouldn't have let off, you know what I mean? But then again, like I said, that's just the lifestyle of the street. But aside from that, like, the best part about life right there was going to the park, seeing everybody, kicking it, like handball, you know what I mean? Weekends, backyard parties, barbecues, like all that. You wouldn't change that for the world, you know what I mean? So, everything comes with each other. For me, it's regardless, it's balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I love it.
What about the bad and the ugly?
The bad and the ugly, the bad is, man, you always got to be in your P's and Q's, not only from the enemies, but also from, like, gang units. I mean, some places, they have police, but Norwalk, we only have sheriffs and we have gangs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they be out there 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like right now, me, I'm older, so it's cool. Like, I ain't dabbling in a lifestyle no more. You feel me? I'm on a whole different level, a whole different ballgame. You know what I mean? So now when I see them, I'm just like, what you want? Before I'm like, oh shit, they're coming. You know what I mean? But the outlook changes when you get older. You know? And then the ugly thing about that life is that, you know what I mean? You lose people, you lose brothers, you lose comrades, you lose cousins, you lose friends, you lose life experience, just be put in a box. I'm just countless. And it never gets any easier. It's like, damn, another one, damn, another one, damn, another one. You never stop saying that. That's like the ugliest thing in the world. Get a phone call like, hey, guess who just died? Or hey, guess who's doing life? Like, it never gets any easier. Same cold feeling, same heartbreaking moment. We play. Only difference is the name of the person behind that phone call. That's it.
Damn. Well, let's get back into Sin the Artist, Sin Story.
The devil on my back trying to change the way I see. Ain't gotta trust, so I'm focused on the better me. No hesitation, situations put the blame on me. Label the sinner, so they cut me at the family tree. No hesitation, situations put the blame on me. Label the sinner, so they cut me at my family tree.
It's even harder when your kin don't want you to win. Fighting demons on the daily, that's within.
This hook is funky as hell, bro.
Trying
Real talk.
to survive, living life is sin. No one knows or seen the places that I've been. No one knows or seen the places that I've been. Fighting demons on the daily, that's within. Life has sin. Even harder when your kin don't want you to win.
Yeah, I can tell you're one of those dudes who you put a thought into every lyric. You don't let one bar go by without it meaning something. Is that safe to say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can definitely tell that.
I love music. You know what I mean? It's not only is it an outlet, but it's my escape from the life that I used to live with. You know what I mean? It totally changed who I was, my look on life, my vision. You know what I mean? It can help me enjoy the smaller things, minor things in life. Yeah, to me, it's family, it's kids. For me, it's rest in peace, my grandparents. You know what I mean? To relive the moments that relive the moments, the good times that I had with them in my mind. You know what I mean? Cooking up the recipe my grandma had showed me. You know what I mean? Or even just the grass and the trees. You know what I mean? That's the freedom to actually go where I want, eat what I want, do what I want. That's irreplaceable, but we don't know that. We don't see that. We get to that point in life. You know? Thanks to music, like I've actually traveled to different states. You know what I mean? Because of and God willing, I get my passport this year. I might go to either Japan or Korea. You know what I mean? So to go do shows up. All because of music.
That's dope. Make it happen, homeboy. Who did you grow up listening to, dog?
So my range was wide, like Biggie, Pac, Cube, Outkast, Sugar Free, man, a bunch of cats. Like
sounds like mine.
Scarface, like everybody from east to the west to down south and everybody in between. Like I never limit myself. So when the whole east and west coast thing was going on, it was like, oh fuck that, like man, Biggie was badass. Let me tell you, a lot of people don't realize like some people limit themselves. Not only that, I would also listen to like country and classical because of my grandmother. You know what I mean? I would listen to all kinds of music because of my grandparents. I mean, I was blessed to Saturday and Sunday morning, she'll put on her record player. All right, cool, we're gonna hear this today. You know what I mean? Some at first I didn't understand, but then I grew to love it. You know what I mean? Like the blues, like she was like bluegrass, all that. I was like, man. So music is very deep rooted in my heart.
That's why your music is good. And I encourage everybody out there to step out the box. Don't just listen to hip hop, man. I grew up listening to everything you just mentioned. I listen to all that too, dog. Country, bluegrass, swing music. I mean, jazz music. I love to this day, jazz is next to hip hop in my heart. And just, all that and that. I could tell by your music that's the case. And I would love to know, I don't want to place you in a box because you have your own vibe. You have your own style. But what are your thoughts on the current climate of Chicano rap?
I see some adapting and some are staying the same. To be honest, like I know people are trying to stick to the culture, which I believe it's to be honest to the culture. So in the same token, like sometimes we got to get out. We got to adapt with the times. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying as in like, oh, don't do what you feel is right. I'm saying incorporate new things to it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, like earlier I was talking about my grandma's recipe, sometimes instead of using You know what I mean? This season, let me try this season. You know what I mean? Maybe that might be the difference. That might be the change. That might be just a little added extra. That might boost the stock. You know what I mean? But that's, man, one of the biggest things I believe is like, yo, like, cats don't help each other. They hold each other down. And that, in a sense, is why the culture hasn't really thrived too much. Because everybody wants to be that one star. So this is my thing. This is my saying. Is like, if you look at the night sky, there's millions of stars. And that being our culture, everybody needs to strive and help each other shine. But if only one person wants to shine, and one person wants to be that one person, guess what? That's too much weight for your shoulder, brother. You know what I mean? You gotta help each other. You gotta grow.
I'm a fan of very little people, but I do pay homage and give my respect. So with that being said, you know, in your opinion, is there a king of Chicano rap? Because right now I keep my ear to the streets. I love all kinds of hip hop, all genres. And, you know, there's YouTube videos of people going at it and things like that about who's the king and who's this and who's that. And is there, in your opinion, is there a king of Chicano rap?
In my opinion, there's more than one king. That's what people don't realize. Like, just like back in the day, well, when you had nights, you had all that, you know what I mean? There was more than one king. There's different kings of different lands. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you gotta realize. Like, yo, you may be the king of this type of rap, and then this other person may be this king of this type of rap. You know what I mean? There's multiple things, but everybody wants that one crown. Like, they're the best. Like if you come back to the hip hop culture, you know what I mean? Biggie and Pac, like, they're both kings, but kings of their own right. I mean, right. Biggie was fucking lyrical legend. You know what I mean? But Pac was poetic and deep in the heart. They couldn't do each other's styles. Like, Pac couldn't do what Biggie did, Biggie couldn't do what Pac did, but they were each a king in their own right. You know what I mean? And that's what people got to realize. Like, yo, look, just because this is what you want or you want it to be doesn't mean that's exactly what it's going to be. There can never be one king. Besides that, too, the best is just a matter of opinion. Everybody got their opinion, and not everybody is going to agree. You know, so I honestly don't believe there is a king. I believe there's future legends in the game, but as for someone to claim that they're the true king, sorry, brother. I'll do respect to be a legend, but there's no way to become a king.
There it is, homeboy. You know what? Let's take it back to 1996, 1997, because March 9th is upon us. Damn, this year is just flying by, homie. It's already, this life is flying by. It's crazy. But March 9th, 1997, we lost Biggie Smalls, killed here in Los Angeles, California. 6 months prior to that, in September of 1996, we lost Tupac. Talk to me about what you remember about that general time in hip hop, because it sounds like you're a fan of both of them.
Yeah, dude. I remember the exact day when it said on the radio, right? It was the next day when it was announced. I was a kid. I remember we were going to pick up my sister from her she had a job. She was working in the Civil Lands program. She had a job where she was helping out with doing clerical work, right? So my female being, my mom, my dad, and then they had a van. We're in a car sitting there, and then they had announced, like, oh, you know, Tupac's dead, right? And I started crying. And then my dad was back then he was just a little, not my grandfather, my birth father. He was a little racist, you know what I mean? And then he's like, don't you ever cry for someone, you know what I mean? Another man started talking shit, but I know he didn't understand. He didn't understand the impact Tupac had on my life. He didn't understand how much of a role model he was to me, because I would relate to a lot of Tupac's music, you know what I mean? Being young and feeling similar thoughts of pain or emotional struggle, you know what I mean? So he had got mad at me. And then my mom got mad. She's like, oh, you're stupid crying over somebody you don't know. But then, like, I knew they didn't understand, you feel me? Because people don't realize, like, just because you don't know somebody personally, music could impact your life so vastly, you know what I mean? Like, it really can, you know what I mean? There's people out there who when they're going through pain, they put on certain songs, and when they're in love, they put on certain songs. That's what music does. Music helps you cope with emotions at the moment that you're living at the moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So yeah, that Pac's death cut me deep as a kid.
Ooh. Same here, homie. I was pulling into a Taco Bell, and I was maybe second in line. There was two cars in front of me as 92.3 is telling the story about Tupac has died. And literally, dog, I started crying, right? Like fucking bawling out of control. I pull up to the window and like chicks looking at me like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, and I'm just trying to get my food and shit. But I'm like, they just killed Tupac. And she just looked at me like, nigga, what the fuck? Like, but it was a sad day, man. It was a sad day, bro.
It was very sad. And I mean, that was very sad.
And then 6 months later, fucking Biggie. You like, what?
Yeah, same shit. I was like, man, that one. I remember I was living with my cousin, right? And no lie, we had heard, and I was like, damn, that one hit me too. That one, I started crying. So I was like, damn. I'm like, what is it? In my head as a kid, I was like, when is this gonna stop? Like, is it ever gonna stop? Like, it's the people, the people who we look up to, who come from where we come from, who are the ones who get it. I mean, like, you never hear of all these two country stars, you know what I mean, started beefing, and they're both
rock stars,
you know
blasting each other. Yeah. It's only us, dog.
Yeah, it's only us. It's only in our culture. And it's like, and it's a fucked up thing because those are icons that they're taking from us. You know what I mean? Who's to say it's gonna be like today? How different the music game would be? Who's to say how vast it could have grown more? You know what I mean? Because as it is, hip hop is by far one of the biggest influences all around the world. You know what I mean? But who's to say how much more of a reach it would have had if they would have stayed alive, you know?
Let's keep in NORWALK. Before we move on to your next song, which I really was digging also, it's called Dedication. We're going to jump into that in a minute, but I want to talk to you about a couple of places that I frequented very frequently as a kid, as a young teenager in NORWALK specifically. And I'm curious if you have any stories about them or you know any background, because I'm trying to, do some research on it myself. But the first one is NORWALK Records. Do you can you tell me any history? Because I remember getting tapes from him. I mean, I think it was like Proper Dose and maybe like, I think I got a lighter shade of brown. But it was a very, to a hip hop kid back in the 90s, there were only select places you could get underground raw hip hop, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I remember NORWALK Records was one of those places. Is there anything you could tell me about NORWALK Records, dog? If not, it's okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah, from growing up as a kid, man, it was a landmark. You know what I mean? It was like the hot spot where hey, all new music, everything you wanted. That's where it was at. That's where you needed to be with NORWALK Records. Like they had everything you could think of, all the good stuff. You know what I mean? And like I remember they used to throw little functions there. I had been there a couple times as a kid. You know what I mean? Teenager. I was like, oh shit, the new CD came out. I got to go over there and get it. You know what I mean? That was basically the place to be, you know what I mean? Was to go get it. Anything music, you had to go touch down and get it. All the information was right there, you know what I mean?
Another place that, I went there up until it closed just recently, right down the street from Cerritos College. I'm talking about NORWALK Swap Meet, dog. What are some of your memories about NORWALK Swap Meet? And I know that was probably, and I'm assuming, I shouldn't say I know, I'm assuming that as an active member back in the day, that was somewhere where you kind of had to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, you had to be on your P's and Q's at the swap. The swap meet was the spot. Like, people from all over would go there. Like, man, I met so many people there. Like, there was so many good times, some bad times. I mean, there was always fights. Like, they had some of the best deals on clothes, good ass food. You know what I mean?
I used to get snakes. I used to get snakes there and shit, like different pets, like birds and shit.
Oh yeah, dog. Not only that, like the dope thing was like, you could go over there and get DVDs, all kinds of shit. And then too, the good thing about the junior spot back then over there was, man, let me get the chain. All right, cool. I hooked up on that way. Fuck yeah, you know what I mean? 2-3 weeks, got a new chain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got all my shoes from the NORWALK Swap Meet. They were like $10-15 cheaper than the mall. So I was like, shit, they may have been fake. I don't give a fuck. I'm still getting my shit from the NORWALK Swap Meet.
Hey, tell me about it, man. They had good ass deals. That's the way it was. You know what I mean? Like, time to time I miss a swap meet because right there, man, you could pull. It was just your one-stop shop.
Facts.
Pull up, get whatever you need.
You can get a fucking rabbit. You can get a painting of the Virgin Guadalupe, and you can get a motherfucking some shoes all in one, dog.
All in one, brother.
Passport picture.
Facts, dog. Facts. You know what I mean? Like that like you said, it was a one-stop shop, dog. Like everything you want, everything you need was all right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really do. It was a good place.
Getting nostalgic over here. All right, let's move into the next song, dog. This is Sin the Artist. This is called Motivation. And once again, I encourage you to follow his YouTube channel, Sin the Artist, spelled just like that. This one right here is called Motivation. This is another one I was really digging.
Selfish.
Nipsey Hussle, I see you gave him a shout out in the first like 15 seconds of the video.
Yeah.
Man, well, you know what? Let's talk about him, man. 2019. Shit, it's literally about to be 4 years. God damn, life is going so fast. All right, so March 31st, I think, 2019. My day may be off. It was one of those days. But around that time, we lost Nipsey Hussle, man. Talk to me about Nipsey Hussle and how you felt when you heard that news, dog.
That one crushed me as well. Like, I remember with that one, so at that one, I was at a carnival, right? With my family. And then, like it was me. It was some Samoan in front of me was some Samoan cat. In front of him was some black cat. Back of me was some white boy and some Asian cat. Right? None of us knew each other. And white boy was like, "Hey, did you know what happened?" We're like, "What?" Like Nipsey Hussle. I was like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, they killed Nipsey." I was like, "What?" Bam! We all got on our. It got quiet because before that, everybody was all talking. You know what I mean? Like, usually I talk to people like nobody I know. We just start chopping it up, shooting the shit. We all started laughing about the games, the rides, the prices. You know. As dad, you're like, damn, spend all this money, right? And that's when the Bible said, we all got our phones, we look, and we're like, damn, like, we all just got quiet, like,
wow.
It impacted us that deep, like, we're all just quiet, like, damn, and it was just a moment of silence, like, fuck, dude, like.
All races, too, that's the crazy part. He touched all races, homie.
You know what I mean? And we're like, fuck, they got nipped, and like, it hit us all at the exact same time in the exact same way, like, we all felt that pain, like, what the fuck, like, Nipsey Hussle, like, man, like it was tragic, you know what I mean? And the way it impacted us was crazy, you know? So I was just like, I couldn't believe it, dog. I was like, damn, neither could they, you know what I mean? And me being an artist, like, I love Nip, dog. I love his music, you know what I mean? I love what he stood for. So that shit really hit close to home, you know? Yeah, that shit really got me deep. And then actually this song, so what had happened was that, like, I fuck with him tough. I fuck with him before he blew up, you know? So this song, the homie had shown me, okay, so he was playing the beat in his garage. And I hadn't heard this song yet. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I like that shit. So then what ended up happening was I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something to it, you know what I mean? So what ended up happening was that, and this song is actually old. It's actually like I would say like 2 years old. My engineer been having it. He breaks told me, he's like, you should release it. I'm like, nah, it's old. He's like, it's old to you, but it's new to the world.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I think it was like a year or two old. And I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So then my camera guy, shout out to Dom, was like, let me shoot it. So I was like, let's shoot it then, fuck it, you know what I mean? So yeah, so this is basically like, and then after I had spit the song, I heard the original, and I was tripping. I was like, "Oh shit!" My manager was like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You guys are saying the same stuff, but just from two different walks of life."
And you hadn't even heard the original until then. That's crazy, homie.
Yeah, dog. So that was
that's some dope shit. That's dope, homie. That's dope. Damn. All right, let's keep it pushing, man. This is Motivation by Sin the Artist.
Role models sold drugs just to get figures. From the trenches to the burbs, trying to live bigger. Born gutter out the slums, what's your life like? Real shooters take your life for the right price. Broke kids from the streets, race to throw dice. Only food late night, 8 beans and rice. Moms tell me from the jump, it's either death or life. Death before the sign, or better rep your flag right. Where you from, rep your set, this that street life. Got beef, take flight, that's a green light. All gas, no brakes till you get 3 strikes.
That was the line I was waiting for. Specifically, I Let That Ride, because I know this song. I've heard it already a few times. And that last line, everything you led up to, it sounds like, okay, is he glorifying that life? But then you said this line right here. It's right here. Hold on. You said something about 3 strikes until it's 3 strikes. Hold up.
Gas, no brakes till you get 3 strikes.
All gas, no brakes till you get 3 strikes. That's a deep line. If you're a hip hop nerd like I am, that's a deep line. Can you break down that cadence and I mean not that cadence, but break down that bar?
Okay, so let me bring it back. Like, so all my life I've been known as a good nigga. So that I'm gonna work up to that. So all my life I've been a good person, like very good dude. Yeah. So all my life I've been known as a good nigga. Live fast, die young. I'm a hood figure. So live fast, die young. So growing up in the streets, that's a fast life. You feel me? Like believe it or not, it's a fast life. You know what I mean? You live fast, you die young. And as a hood figure, you got kids that are younger than you, looking up to you. Know what I mean? When it works up a couple more bars, and up to all gas, no brakes, you get 3 strikes. All gas, no brakes means like when you're from the hood, you give it your all. You know what I mean? It's and then it's either death or life. You know what I mean? Like either you get killed or you go until you get life. You know what I mean? That's why they say all gas, no brakes. You get 3 strikes. You know what I mean? And it's tough to say, but that's basically like the end result for a lot of people in the lifestyle. You know what I mean? It's very rare.
That's what I was waiting for you to say. Thank you for saying that. All that it's either death or prison, man, for the majority of people, and that's what I got from that line, dog. I love lines like that. That's some deep shit. Let's keep it pushing. This is Motivation by Sin the Artist.
Broke dreams, surf fiends, gotta pay the lights. Nowadays you break you off with double digits. Band the gavel, trouble youth. Whose problem is it? They don't care, we're just another number in the system. Got so many doing life, swear to God I miss them. Raised up in the hood.
The system. I know that listening to some of your interviews that you've done time in the system. You mentioned, you were in and out of jail, and one of your friends. I think I heard you quote that music saved you and your friend. You guys were like, he's like, all right, dude, I'm gonna start rapping, and you followed suit. Can you break that story down a little bit?
Yeah. So what happened was me and my current partner and my best friend. But before I met him, I had like other cats that I was close with. 2 got smoked. I was Road Dog's one. He got smoked. Road Dog another one. He got smoked. And then when I met my boy Tash, well, you know what I mean? I was like, I told myself, I do everything I can to fucking save your life. But that was a promise I made to myself. And then we were constantly getting busted on all kinds of shit. We caught a big ass case. I went down for that one. You know what I mean? Then we caught another big case, and he's like, I got this. Don't worry, I got this one. And he went down for that one. So then we were both out. We were working together. His dad got us a job. We're working, and for a whole year, I'm just inside the work truck, just rapping, freestyling. He's like, you need to rap, baby. I was like, fuck that. Ain't nobody trying to hear me, dog. No one wants to rap. He's like, you need to rap. So I was like, nah. But then a couple weeks passed. One day he came to me. He's like, hey, I got this big lick we could pull. We could make some real money. And I was like, I'll do it. He's like, the lick? I was like, no. I was like, I'll rap. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, I'll take you serious. He's like, all right. He's like, how long? I was like, what'd you think? He's like, let's do it for a year. I'm like, fuck it. I was like, look, we'll go hard for a year. If it doesn't go nowhere, then we'll go back to life. He's like, all right, deal. We shook hands, and ever since then, we never looked back. Never looked back. It's been over 8 years now.
Hip hop saved your life. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco, man.
Yes, sir. It really did.
Word. All right.
It really did.
Motivation by Sin the Artist. Let's keep it going. I really like to push the message of not going to jail, not going to prison on my channel to these youngsters that are out there living the life, doing things that you were doing 25 whatever years ago, and I'm so glad that you've since changed your life, because your music is gonna live forever, and it's so important that you're pushing this positive message. But that being said, man, I know you've been to jail. Can you break down what it's like for a gang member entering jail, when you were going in and out, and specifically like some of the horror, some of the bullshit you had to put up, some of the just the grimiest shit, in hopes of deterring these kids out there who are thinking this is cool, this is the life, and yeah, it's cool to go to jail, it's cool to go to prison.
Damn, actually, I've been in riots. Yeah, that's just no fun. Like when shit pops off, it's like, when you gotta jump, you know what I mean? I specifically remember this one riot. It's kind of funny, but it's not. I remember this one riot, right, where we're working out, shit popped off, right? So fucking, we're going at it. And I just remember, I got sprayed with I forgot what it was called, but it's this purple shit, this purple mace. I got sprayed. We all got sprayed. There was like 10 of us were fucking, everybody's just fighting. We all got sprayed, right? I mean, I have a big ass mouth sometimes, right? So I got sprayed, and then I got hit back in the head with a club. I fell, and I heard one of the cops say, "Get down!" And I'm like, I'm on the floor, dumbass. Where do you want me to go? Wrong thing. When I said that, they started fucking me up. They started whooping my ass. You know what I mean? Yeah, they put the boots on me bad that time. But all because like, hey, that's what it is. You feel me? When you're in there, you know what I mean, you gotta follow suit. That's just how it goes. I mean, you live by the program, you know what I mean? And that's what it has to be. That's what it has to be, you know what I mean? like the way it goes is you're no longer your life is no longer yours. You know what I mean? And that's just a simple fact of it. That's how it goes. I mean, it's sad to say, but you signed up for something just like enlisting in the army. Once you enlist, your life belongs to the service, and you belong to a service that you must follow the code until the day that you die. You know what I mean? I mean, just being busted. Like one of my younger times, I think it was like my second or third time, I had got busted, and then I remember that they were they tried to stab me in there, and it wasn't even. It was just we were in a pod. We were in a pod that we're next to at the time was Maravilla. They weren't with us at that time, and I remember.
Was this during the green light? I mean,
it was during this one time where like we didn't get along. They didn't get along with us. We got along with them. So what ended up happening was that I was by the bar. I was on the phone, and I remember it was this white guy. They called him Sailor, right? He was from a White Hood. You know what I mean? They called him Sailor. And then there was this older OG black cat, right? And I was on the phone. Sailor's in front of me. He's like, "Get down." He pulled me. He pushed me down. And then somebody came with a bone crusher through the bars. Now, for those who don't know, a bone crusher is a big ass like fucking long shank, you know. And so what ended up happening was that they went through. They pushed me down, and then the OG he grabbed the guy's arm. Taylor grabbed the guy's arm. And the black OG just fucking snapped the arm, snapped that fool's arm in half.
Damn.
And that fool's arm fucking broke. But if it wasn't for them, shit, I wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? It's fucking hard. It's really fucking live or die. You know what I mean? It's crazy. That's the place where you don't want to be. You know what I mean? Realistically.
Place you don't want to be. Let's end it with that motivation. Send the art. Let's keep it pushing.
Sometimes we cry, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's fine. Just do the math.
Yeah, I say it loud and proud. I come from the product they sent to prison. I be the voice and the vision of my people. Fuck the system, as long as God forgives them. Shout out to my loved ones where I come from. Big Group, Busy Bone, Bugsy, Lazy. I love y'all niggas, and I'm out.
I've heard you give glory to God a lot, not only in your music but in interviews and things like that. Where did your deep belief, your deep love for God come into play?
It came from my grandma. Like I learned as a young kid that nothing's possible without God, and it's true. Like I have a strong relationship with God. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? Like I've seen death multiple times. I've been in multiple situations where like a bunch of things have happened, you know. And if it wasn't for God, like I said earlier, like my car got shot up and everything, all kinds of stuff could have happened, you know. And because of God, I'm still alive. Because of God, I'm where I'm at. Because of God, I continue to push forward. He gives me the energy, the strength, and the mindset to continue going. I mean, if it wasn't for Him, nothing would be possible. You know, that's why I always give praise to God. God is by far the greatest source of love in my life. That's what I talk about. Like without God, we're nothing. And that's my honest belief.
Respect. And I want to ask you one last question because I love ending it on a positive, level. You made it, you know what I'm saying? And in that sense, I mean, you made it to an age to where a lot of cats who live your life don't make it to see. If you could give advice to these youngsters out there running the street, living that life that you were living 20, 25, whatever years ago, what advice would you give them, dog?
I would suggest find what you love, find what you're good at, and just go for it. Because you never know until you try. That's the main thing. You never know until you try. People are always going to critique you and tell you can't do it. But they're saying that because they can't. That doesn't mean that you can't. You know what I mean? just continue to push forward and don't feel like, oh, I didn't make it the first time. Nah, you got to fall in order to learn. When you ride a bike, you don't just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna jump on a bike and take off. Nah, you're gonna fall a couple times. You're gonna get bumps, bruises. You know what I mean? Scrapes, bumps, scrapes, and bruises. But at the end of the day, you learn from those. You learn what not to do, and that's what life is. You learn what not to do and continue to push forward. Embrace your talent. Embrace what you're good at. Utilize it. Turn it into a skill. Use that skill to make money. Use that skill to change your life.
Keep dropping those gems, Sin. It's really important, man. What's next for Sin the Artist, and where can everybody find you?
What's next? I got a. Right now we're going to drop a video every month for the rest of the year. Aside from that, there should be like 2 or 3 videos coming out within the next 2 months because I do feature videos with some of my peoples. And then we're dropping at least 1 or 2 songs every month for the rest of the year. And if they want to find me, just Google Sin the Artist. That's SINTHEARTIST, Sin the Artist. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I know you were doing a podcast for a minute, dog. 60 Minutes of Sin. I know that for a fact, and I don't think I think you may have kind of stopped or slowed down on that. But if I could as a person who YouTube has changed my life, dog. Your story is amazing. First of all, I'm gonna start with that. Your story is amazing, and the fact that you made it out alive is even more amazing. And the fact that you have hip hop attached to it is more amazing. Have you ever thought about, or do you think you would ever maybe do a YouTube channel to where you just turn on your phone and just tell a story? You know what I'm saying? Just tell a story about a day in NORWALK back in 1997, or, tell a story about prison, or tell a story in hopes of changing people's lives. Because I really think if your voice got out there more, and I'm saying this because a lot of people are following this genre of former gang members sharing their story. Have you ever thought of going in that route, dog? Because I think you would that could change your life, and that could change other people's lives.
Yeah, actually, we're working on that right now. Because usually at the end of the year, I took off the last 3 months to help out with donations for food for families in need for Thanksgiving, and donations for toys for families who are in need who don't have the money. So usually the last 3 months of the year, I take it off, and then the first month of the year is me coming back. So yeah, we're gonna come back with the podcast, and that's actually some stuff that we were talking about doing. So yeah, right now it's in the works.
Cool. I can't wait to hear it, man, because you have a story, homie, and you can you have some good stuff, dog. Not only that, the music is awesome. I encourage everybody out there to check out Sin the Artist. Just Google Sin the Artist, just YouTube Sin the Artist. Just go to your Spotify, Apple, whatever, type in Sin the Artist, and I'm sure you will find this dude, and I encourage everybody out there to do so. Man, it's been a pleasure, homeboy. I want to thank you, and I hope to have a conversation with you again later on in the near future.
Thank you very much. I highly appreciate you. I highly appreciate this opportunity. You know what I mean? And definitely we're going to talk soon.
Sounds good, homeboy. You have a great night. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, brother. You have yourself a good night.
Peace, man.